Welcome to the realm of Millenia. Be ye man, woman, child, be a spirit, creature, a demon. Be ye a native migrator, maybe even some sort of invader into the realm. Welcome, for I am your host, the Millenia Mailman, here today, bringing you guys and gals information for another Theater Thursday, where I will be world building for you long after you've already begun to acclimate and fit in. So go ahead, sit back, relax, and enjoy as I talk about the consequences and repercussions of this legend of Cerberus, right? So one of the things here in the creation of this legend of Cerberus is the concept of Alzheimer's and dementia, where in the realm of Millenia, it's because superpowers are like so prevalent, and it's so easy to get stronger and basically be immune to what the real world here on Earth might consider a lot of incurable diseases. Gosh forbid the diseases we've considered curable don't even affect a lot of the people in the realm of Millenia because superpowers, right? So the only people who have certain diseases even relatively affect them are the unawakened commoners, if you will, right? Especially with mental diseases, right? So something like Alzheimer's and dementia is like such a far off concept in the realm of Millenia because like less than a fraction of 1% of people who exist in the realm of Millenia even have that relative capability to even catch the disease, right? I was like, what are you talking about? And in the making of this, I thought, okay, what a better way to further like validate that kind of concept than make like this super old character be the originator of the mental disease called dementia, where it's a rather commoner's human disease to get Alzheimer's, but the actual process of losing your thoughts and losing your memories, let's associate that to not just demons, because dementia. How about we give it that demonic name because of the demonization of the character Cerberus, right? Because Cerberus's whole story of how he evolves as a character and transforms due to certain demonizations revolves around his literal losing his mind, not just because of a naturally occurring disease, but because like a negative side effect of his skill panel working against him, where like, oh no, uh, this is really a thing. How about we call this process dementia because him losing his mind and losing his memories is what's actually demonizing him. So why don't we like coin and token that? Because the relative equivalent for the normal commoners is this thing called Alzheimer's, but that's not what's happening to him. And it's kind of magic and mystical. So why don't we just copyright that ourselves and be the first one to coin it? Okay, how about we coin it? What's it going to be called? Dementia, right? So I kind of had that worked in there as I was writing it. It was literally within the first front and back pages. I'm like, yeah, let's call it dementia. The process that every demon fears is the process of dementia. So anytime a demon in hell sees like, is there something? Is your brain messed up? It's like, um, do you have dementia? It's a really big problem in hell. It's not okay if you have dementia. We're gonna have to execute you or something. Because the last guy who had dementia, that made every occupant in hell very well okay with remembering the PSA. Don't have Mental Health Awareness Month, right? Every demon in hell takes Mental Health Awareness Month very seriously because of dementia. What do you mean dementia? It's like, you mean like Alzheimer's? Bro, do not disrespect it. The legend of Cerberus is a really big thing. How do you not know this? I don't care if you're a new arrival, I'm gonna tell you the story about the legend of Cerberus. Okay? He's a guy who had dementia, and no demon ever wants to fucking dementia. No demon would ever give a human dementia. It is literally forbidden techniques, outlawed in everything. Even the Lord of Hell is going to suck that demon to the void if he finds out. Dementia is not okay. Right? So, yeah, that's one highlight there. I found that awesome, so I went with that. There's the fact that I really dislike the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. At least the filming renditions of the Horsemen. I dislike the fact that the only way you can possibly nerf the Horsemen of the Apocalypse is make them turn against each other, because they're just that overpowered. It's like, I hate that. So I gave it validity. I gave some semblances of validity to, in case I ever wanted to use the Horsemen of Apocalypse in the Realm of Millenia. I'm probably not, but if I make it big and I turn it into a whole endeavor where, similar to Stan Lee, I give other people the ability to write comics and write one-offs with the characters, and they start writing about the four Horsemen of Apocalypse generation after generation. Yeah, I made it possible for them. I made it canonically possible for that to be a thing where that would piss me off less, right? I gave them a basis. And here the basis is, the reason why the Horsemen of Apocalypse can be so OP is because they're all cheap imitations of the real original Horseman. And his name was Cerberus. Right? And I'm not sure if anyone really caught it, but in the story, during the time the Cerberus was in his gray dog fur era, was basically him going through the transfer of being famine to the spirit of the plague, where he was just so down and lethargical. He was losing clumps of fur. He was graying, losing color. And in that dogmatic era, he was emanating an uncontrollable aura of multiple types: guilt, this, that, the third, and auras of death. All right? Those are aspects of the Horsemen of Plague, right? Where these auras being emanated off of him are just naturally occurring around him. Anywhere the Horseman of Plague goes, people just die and suffer, right? And it's a part of the canon that the Lord, the demon, the devil, was sending new warriors to go into the territory of the Cerberus and harness the power of that aura. And whatever you go in there and can kind of connect and coordinate with will be whatever Horseman army you get attached to. Oh, you harnessed the aura of... Okay, let me see where it's at here. Nope. Give me a second here. Yep. You were able to harness the aura of desire. Okay, you're going to the army of the horsemen of conquest. Oh, you harness the aura of guilt and self-loathing. You go over there to be a part of that army of you be a part of that army of freaking famine over there. Oh, you harness the aura of pure utter doom and despair. How about you go over there and I'll name your army later. Oh, you harness the aura of mass destruction and death itself. You wait over there. I got something in store for you. You're going to be the army that I put for every war. You know what? You're probably going to be named war, but I'll see about that later. Right? You were able to harness the aura of blood and death and guts and stuff and murder, pure unadulterated murder and barbarism. Yeah, you're gonna be the army of war, like a subsidiary of the army of conquest. But I got a place for you. Don't worry. Right? So that is canonically the reason behind there being these different like leading horsemen of the apocalypse as far as it pertains to the realm of Millenia, where like, okay, this army is fraught was built around this particular aura of this army is that, and the leaders of those factions are actually all old positions of the Cerberus before all his memories were gone. Because the Cerberus was the leading cavalryman of conquest for the Lord, the great Satan, and then the Cerberus was the leader, the cavalryman, the horseman of famine, the horseman of you name it, whatever the names of the four horsemen are. Those titles were originally first given to the Cerberus. And anyone who takes up those titles later on is just a cheap imitation. So why would these cheap imitations fight? Because they're all effectively like, I am the best, I am the greatest, I embody the Cerberus best, I am the one who probably better represents the Cerberus. You're all disrespectful. It's like, I am a copycat imitation, but I am the best of all copycat imitations. No, the best point in the Cerberus' life was when he was embodying plague, death, and destruction. Nah, the best point in the Cerberus' life was when he was the horseman of war. Now, I disagree with you. The best point in the Cerberus' life when he was serving the king faithfully as the horseman of conquest. Shut up! No, you shut up. So, there's that canonized manner that gives validity to these four horsemen at any given time fighting with one another. It's like the horseman of famine basically stabbed the horseman of conquest and the horseman of plague in the back. That doesn't make sense until, okay, in this canon, I kind of like that, right? They're just fighting over who's the best. I'm the best around. Right? And that makes me laugh. It makes me smile. Because I like that. Vice, the horsemen of apocalypse all coming together to bring the apocalypse, the end of the world. And somehow the end of the world has just been evaded because they're fighting each other. Right? It's just... So, yeah, that's another one. Oh yeah, the kind of reasons behind it, right? So memory. I aligned the different stages of Cerberus being the Horseman of Apocalypse to the fading of the memories, right? He was Cerberus became the Horseman of Conquest on the white horse when his morals faded. He became the horseman on the black steed when his ethics, duties, and responsibilities faded. He became the horseman of gray, which can also be represented as the tan steed, like just any horse off white, basically, right? And he becomes that when all his good memories, so there's nothing but like self-loathing, sadness, and bad thoughts and bad memories in there, right? Memories, when the memories of the good times with his wife, friends, and children, when all of that's gone, then he became the horseman of gray, the horseman of plague. It's like, I'm death incarnate. I'm just waiting to die. And then he became the horseman of red when all the final resting of his memories began to erase. He became indifferent when all those indifference memories, like how to speak, how to interact, how to restrain himself, he just started emanating this aura of gloom, the death, and doom. Nothing but doom. So once all of these culminate and he ruminates in this inability to even make new memories, he's now lost his habits, and the only thing left is his habits, his instincts, and will. Not even to survive, remember, because that is kind of driven by your memories and what you don't want to happen again. He's just driven by this instinctual will, if anything else, that I gotta sustain myself. I gotta eat. I don't gotta sleep no more. I slept long enough. I don't even know what I'm here for, but I feel the will to keep guarding this gate. I feel like if I stick around this gate, I feel a bit more complete vice when I go far away from this gate. The further I get away from this gate, I feel like this spot in my heart, in my soul, just feels a little more fuller than when I'm far away from this gate. So I'm gonna guard this gate. No. No. Gate, my gate. Stay away from my gate. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill you. You know what? I'm gonna eat you because I'm kind of hungry right now. You know what? Bring your butt. I'm gonna eat the piss and chips out of you. Right? That's the Cerberus. So I kind of had my character of Cerberus evolve, and those losses of memories became the most... No. My book. You want to go outside, puppy? I'm sorry. I'll open the door to outside for you. Yeah. Oh, you don't want to go outside? You just made me get up for nothing? It is a pretty outside. It is. Yep. It is a pretty outside. Now I'm going to close this door now. I do not appreciate getting up at all. No book for you. I have no book for you. Let's stick to here. Anything else I want to talk about? But yes, so yes, there is that transformation aspect. I wanted him to be superhuman because, again, he was good enough to get into heaven and spend some time into heaven before his skill panel kind of dragged him to hell, basically, right? So he was very pure, very holy. He reeked of heaven's purity, and then he came down as a human with his vile humanities, right? So he was human, and then the longer he was sticking in hell and sticking around hell, he was morphing into this three-headed dog from Legends. So he became a schizophrenic dog. I didn't want it to just be obvious at first, so I kept saying schizophrenic dog, until you kind of process like, oh, schizophrenic dog, as in he's growing extra heads out of his head. Okay, that kind of makes more sense now. Every time you say schizophrenic dog, his demonization in tandem with the dementia is making him grow heads and fight with himself. You know, that self-loathing aspect. Okay, I'm getting with it. I'm on the program. I'm listening, right? And then, so just kind of have that character evolution aspect, basically. From man to dog man to mangy mutt. Gotta disrespect him, right? And oh yes, Cerberus. So basically, the significance of the name of Cerberus, because this character, Cerberus, is not his real name at all. Or maybe his name really is Cerberus. You don't know, right? For all we know, Cerberus really was this man's name from the very beginning, but because we don't know who he is, we just know that he fell down from heaven and is constantly referred to him, he, him, and everything. He's just known as the warrior, right? I made it extremely significant when the name is shown that, and he was called Cerberus, right? It's like, because Cerberus is the name the satanic lord is finally gifting him when he doesn't even know his name anymore. It's like he's truly forgot absolutely everything. What do we call him now? Because he's not who he was. He has no memory of who he was, or even who he was when he would, after he came to hell. So it's like, there's nothing left of that in him anymore. It's just pure beast, instinctual beast. What do you call a guy like that? He doesn't even look like a guy no more. It just looks like a beast. What is his name? His name will now forevermore, so says the king of hell, the Cerberus. His new name is the Cerberus. And the moment I said that, the next line I made sure to be like, and the gray dog, I one-line the word like dog, and I'm like, no. Can't disrespect really. I just gave him the name Cerberus, so the gray Cerberus, right? You gotta put some respect on the name, right? And I followed through that. So instead of calling it him, the beast or anything, I say for the rest of the story, his name is Cerberus. And I intermingle that into every aspect. He's no longer the mutt, no longer just the dog. His name is the Cerberus, because the great Satan, Lord Satan, has said that his name will forevermore be the Cerberus, and his new moniker and title is the Horseman of War, because if this lazy pup ever stands up, barks, grunts, or does shit ever again, he's going to be coming for necks and bathing in the blood of the enemy that dared go by the door. That is the Horseman of War. No one ever messes with the Horseman of War. What does that mean? He's constantly by the gates of hell, your lordship. That means no one's ever going by the gates of hell. What the hell, my hell lord? What? We're not allowed to go invade the realm of reality no more or something? I was like, you can't let his bedroom be the front door. Like, please. We don't even have a back door to hell no more. Not one we can open from this side. We need humans on Earth, and how are the humans on Earth going to figure out how to open the back doors into hell if there's no more demons to freaking teach them about it? What the hell am I, hell lord ship? Like, come on now. Years go by, years go by, years go by, decades go by, decades go by, decades go by, centuries go by. Come on, dude. You really gave him the door, and we haven't left hell in the longest time. We just get constant new people coming into hell who instantly get eviscerated, and because they aren't given any due process in order to allow their souls to acclimate, they can no longer. Even the envoys from heaven are getting eviscerated. My satanic lordship. Even the heaven envoys are getting eviscerated upon entry. They're not given any time for their new spiritual bodies to correct themselves, so that if they were to die in hell, they'd be taken back up to Cloud 9. No. The demonic Cerberus is just eviscerating them instantly like a proper war criminal, and they get reconstituted here in hell with demonic bodies. You know how much I hate that angel? I can't even fight him anymore because he's a fellow demon. He's a fallen angel now. Come on, my satanic lordship. What is you doing here? I can't even. I fought with this guy for eons, and I can't even muster half the anger to be mad at him because he looks nothing like he used to. Look at his wings, your satanic lordship. Look at his face. He is so freaking disfigured. The only emotion I can tell on him is sadness when that one little tear dries, made of ectoplasm. It's like, what? He doesn't even look like the enemy I love to hate often. He's the enemy I hate that I used to love hating him. It's like, your satanic lordship, please do something about him at the door. Centuries go by. Oh yeah, the Cerberus even fought his satanic lordship to a standstill and was ready to freaking bite the head off his satanic lordship. So I'm never going to ask that again. Centuries go by. Yeah, all of hell has finally put its hands down and said, screw that. Cerberus has officially fought every living entity in hell, and even the old Leviathans are like, oh, Cerberus? Oh yeah, fuck that. I was super mad. I was once super mad about not being able to leave hell, but I don't think people understand just how big hell is, actually. You know what? Hell's kind of big enough for all of us. There's always room in hell, you know. It's big enough for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. That one corner over there by the front door, that is exclusively Cerberus territory. If anyone goes over there, you are the peace offering. I'm not going to help him. I'm never going to help you. If you walk into his territory on accident, it's best that you just stay there rather than get the scent of his territory anywhere closer to mine. Otherwise, his territory is just going to expand exponentially, and I don't want that to happen again. It happened once. We're not doing that ever again. No. Frick no. So this legend is spreading because there was a large point in time where before he turned into the Cerberus of war, he was just the sleeping dog, and everyone was benefiting from the aura, from the regular hordes of demons to the less regular abominations and the Leviathans. Are like, oh yeah, I'd never realized how overpowered this guy was until he went to sleep for thousands of years, and in his sleep he was training us how to be awesome. Hashtag domain expansion. We learned that shit from him. And he was sleeping. He was teaching us in his sleep how to harness the aura of guilt, pleasure, desire, doom, destruction, blood, murder. Hold up. Is he waking up? Oh, no, man. You know what? I'm going to stick around for the moment he wakes up, because this is awesome. I just want to thank him for... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, nah. Get out of his territory. That's his territory now. We're really going to leave him alone. He shouldn't have woken me up. It's like, woke up on the bad side of the bed today. Oh... Yeah, he's a 1,000% oversleeping. He's done with the sleeping thing. Oh, he's never going to go to sleep again? I should have known. Good things never last that good things never last that long. Shoot. Centuries and centuries go by with Cerberus guarding the gates of hell. No one comes in, and anyone who does come in is just like anyone who was already in here, not ever going to be leaving here again. Like, darn. Shit. Should have bought a couple of apples and oranges before came back to hell then. It's been so long since I've eaten something that wasn't made from ectoplasm. Shoot. What was that? I feel like the humans are sacrificing to me. They're sending me a sacrifice. Please let me go through the gates of hell and accept a sacrifice. Gosh darn it. So humans, open up the back doors of hell. Let me out. They're doing the spells wrong. I can't even get out of here. Wait, they're entering hell through the back door ritual. No. Get me out of here. Do the spell properly so it's a two-way channel. You're making a one-way channel of sending things. No! This isn't what I wanted. I'm under house arrest, please. Ugh. And then, of course, the angel comes along and it's like, oh... 1, 2, 3, 4. I know you guys are plotting for more. I know you're stealing. So says the heavenly envoy. It's like, you satanic lordship. I know you're stealing. I don't know what you're up to, but I know you're doing wrong. So here's a treaty giving you permission to go back into the human realm. Because I don't know what you're doing, but no one in heaven, especially his lordship, doesn't like it. Because... the likelihood that any of you would willfully stay here in hell like nice little demonic demons, no one's believing that story. So we're very high-key mandating that you leave the premises of hell, like right now. We've sent you guys hundreds of envoys, and none of them have been returning. So we know you're up to something. But we can very much prove that none of you guys have left hell to have been doing something. Here's a treaty saying that you'll start entering the human mortal realm again. Well, yeah, we'll sign it and breach contract if we ever could. What was that? No. Have a nice day. We'll leave... hell and put this into motion immediately after you leave and walk out the front gates of hell. After you walk out the front gates of hell, we'll also lead hell. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, guys. Watch him. How much you want to bet he's going to die in the first 5 minutes of the fight with Cerberus? Oh, yeah, I'll bet. all my non-ectoplasm food. Bro! Oh yeah. All my non-ectoplasm food, I'll bet on that guy falling in the first 10 minutes of a fight with Cerberus. Dude, you know he's cocky and stuff. Oh yeah, I'm counting on it. And then the fight goes on for literal years. The Heavenly Envoy is fighting with the Cerberus for years before the Cerberus's atrophy and lack of new sustenance and blood to bathe in to reconstitute itself and act as an energy battery to seep the vitality and whatnot from the battle. That is basically the encounter. And the consequences is that in those very final moments, it seems like the Cerberus is kind of realizing who I am again. Thank you for allowing this life of mine to end, but at the same time, I kind of realize and remember the things I was forgetting, and I hate that kind of. But then across the aisle, as the Cerberus is officially dying and dead, that same angel is like, I think I realize why none of you demons have left hell. And I'm realizing that it was a bad idea to come here, because now that this guard dog that was actually able to keep y'all in check for all of eternity is gone, you're probably going to really start plotting, planning, and screwing everything up in the mortal realm. Darn, I'm so stupid, aren't I? Yup. Because we're about to be raising hell ever since you killed the Cerberus for us. Thank you, Heavenly Envoy. Right? And the significance of that last move, like the baptism by eternal fire, is important. And so important to me was, like, there is that heavenly dichotomy of that spiritual essence fire bringing purity. And there are so many references to hell. When hell freezes over, when you go to hell, it'll be nice and hot in hell and stuff. Well, back when the Cerberus was in charge, hell had no fires to really speak of, right? That's just a weird thing, right? But in order to defeat the Cerberus, and a literal angel came down and started the eternal fire that erases all that is corrupt. So it keeps on burning until all corruption and evil is gone. This is hell. So that fire is never ever going to be put out until all of hell is burnt to a crumbly crisp, and that's not gonna happen. So starting from the entrance into hell, there is this point of, oh, the first thing people see when they enter hell is eternal hellfire. Where did that eternal hellfire come from? The battle with Cerberus. The reason there is eternal hellfires that spew out of hell the moment you open the gates of hell is because the battle of Cerberus, that one angel did the move in the probable best / the worst place to ever do a baptism move like that. There's the immortal Amaterasu that burns anyone entering or trying to exit hell because, oh yeah, right? So that's where that rumor comes from. It's like, when hell freezes over, I mean, now that's a thing, but that wasn't always a thing for hell to be burning in the first place. But whatever floats your boat, right? So I wanted to give those little credences and references to even a couple minor things like that. So that's why I did what I did when I said, like, the angel did one final Kabuya move. It's like, hey, the immortal flame of baptism, right? Splash a little holy water and see you guys burn alive like witches, right? It burns! Cerberus! And all the demons are just so excited to leave hell and invoke chaos on the main realm again. Because it's like, oh my gosh, we've been under house arrest for so long. We're basically immortal beings and creatures. So it's not all that bad, but now that we're allowed out, yes, it really was that bad. I didn't realize how good I had it just being able to enter the human realm, mortal human realm again, until I actually came out and was able to influence the mortal human realm again. It's like I got so comfortable just being in hell that it's like I recognize I don't need to come to the real world anymore, but I'm going to constantly come to the real world and just screw it up because the Cerberus had us so neutered and stuck in hell that it's like, oh yeah, everything is great. Oh, you guys have new gods out here for us to disobey? Bet, dude. Know what? I'm gonna research heaven just to screw with them. I gotta give thanks the way we demons always give thanks, by disrespecting the gods. I need to know. Oh, there's new gods out here? Well, these new gods gotta learn how we demons and demonic entities disrespect the gods. Of course we're gonna have casualties. Who doesn't have casualties in war? But it's for the love of the game, dude. We demons and devils and demons, we love war. And it's been so long since we've been able to participate in one because everyone's been fighting the Cerberus. We can't even classify that as war, okay? It's just a one-sided massacre and a beating. We can't have that. We can't have that. So, yeah. And then there is a bigger significance about saying amen and redacted the number of times I did closer to the end. But that's for the safety and security of the people being implied to like the real names and the characters' real names in reference to the book series I have. It's best to leave those redacted, so I'm not going to talk much on those at all. But hey, like the video if you like what I had to say, how I said it. Comment down in the comment section any questions, comments, concerns, and other details. If you don't want to put that in the comment section, reach out to me at millenniummailmen@gmail.com. I look at the messages once a week to that email. Share the video for more exposure of the channel, more exposure of my content like this that comes out every Thursday. And I truly do hope every last one of you love the Legend of Cerberus. The next story saga I'm gonna go on will probably be for the sleep paralysis demon, but I'll probably have a few in between that as well. Like a couple of like just minor characters, but here or there, I digress. Subscribe to the channel if you feel like it. I'm an author working on a book series I call Realm of Millenia. This has just been a light saga on one of the side characters I have and their Legend of Cerberus. I'll be putting out more of these, so don't worry. I get into character deep dives on Thursdays. I just do basic lore drops on the Realm of Millenia series I'm working on Tuesdays. And then Monday, Wednesday, and sometimes Friday is just about the hot take hump days for the Devil's Advocate, where I get a demonic-esque hot take idea and I just debate it like a proper debater and try to convince you that this hot take shouldn't be a hot take, it should be the reality you accept, kind of. And then Sunday and Saturday is just what I do Sunday, Saturday. But I drop videos every single day of the week until I finish writing my book. That's just how it is. That's how I am. Pajama bottom boys, because I am basically a full-time author at this time. Peace, love, and happiness, and all the best of things to you. Goodbye. That's farther than I thought it was. Bye.